see the numbers your team put together in offense, what you achieved, and then just sort of their juggernaut and the way they're playing, that it's even at a higher level between what Jason Tatum did and what they did overall offensively, and really have been doing now for a while.
Yeah, so that's the bar, and now we have to figure out how to overcome that to get a win. That's what it's all about. Competition is tough in this league. They've been playing extremely well offensively. That's an understatement. They can knock down threes. They also can put the ball on the floor. So there's these moments in between that we just have to absolutely dominate. You have to dominate. Tatum was outstanding tonight. Obviously, but the transition buckets they get, the loose ball buckets they get, some timely offensive rebounds, some random drives, all of these plays in between. We just have to be so much better. And then you see where it goes. If they're getting everything, then all of a sudden the basket gets bigger, and then you're dealing with some tough shot making, and even some deep threes and some surprise threes. Once they started knocking down a few, then everybody got involved in that. So we'll just get to work tomorrow and figure it out. It's competition, and. We're right there until that final skirmish, and they got that skirmish. Now, so we'll get to work.
Tatum playing off the ball as much as he does now, how much harder does that make it to stop him?
Well, he's been developing his game, every single year. He's like Bam. They just continue to get better and add more to their game, and he can play with the ball. He can play without the ball. He can play against zone. He can play against man. He can play against different coverages. Great players evolve, and that's what he's doing. And what he forces you to do is raise your level. And that's what we have to do, and that's what we'll focus on the next 2 days.
How have you kind of seen him improve in those?
I don't know. It's tough to compare. We didn't play this much zone, against them, last year. I just think, tonight he was just in such a groove. He knocked down, some open threes, and then he had some tough ones, and then he was able to get some, drives, get to the free throw line, all that stuff. Just got him fully in rhythm. Whether it's man or zone, you're dealing with a great player. It doesn't matter. The schemes don't matter. It's about making it tough, get it out of his absolute comfort areas, and that's a whole lot easier said than done, but that's this league. That's what competition is. That's what great players do. They raise your level, and that's what we have to do.
What did it say about your team's resilience? To start at the beginning, to push back, take the lead again in the first quarter, and like you said, except for that last skirmish, every time they did, even with the way they're playing, you did something also as a team.
Yeah, I'm not wondering about our toughness or resiliency or grit. We've been developing that, and this has already been happening for the last few weeks. Even on that road trip, our previous road trip where we were 0-4, we showed incredible resiliency, and that's when I started to think, all right, we got something here. We do. Our record may be this, but we're developing some requisite toughness, some collective grit, some collective resiliency to be able to, deal with, runs and deal with crowds, deal with all that kind of stuff. We just have to figure out how to get over the top against this team.
The decision to use Udonis instead of over Nikola, where did that stand? Just the thought on playing UD?
No, Nico has a sore foot and sore groin. Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, so he's dealing with a couple different things, and I just felt like in this game we needed a little bit, with Dwayne out, we just needed a little bit more experience, and that's what UD does. It's Nico could have given us, good minutes as well, but UD just gives you that veteran presence. Each possession is so important, against a team like this, and all the guys trust UD, and he has a way of making everybody play a little bit harder and a little bit tougher.
Bam had the 3 offensive fouls tonight, frustration late. What do you think led to that moment, which is unusual for him late to BJ?
Yeah, I mean, I think he had every right to be frustrated in terms of how he's attacking and not really, getting some of those hand checking calls. He's really becoming efficient in his face up. That's tough to not foul him. When he really goes quick and aggressive and strong, and that last play, he had his jersey yanked out, and it wasn't a call, and he ended up having an off-balance shot. But that was probably after 6 or 7 of those kind of plays. But he was really good tonight. I didn't even see how many minutes he played, but he was doing it on both ends of the court, and that's certainly something we can build on. But I felt his frustration as well. There's no doubt about that.
As you continue to get healthier and keeping guys and coming back from the bench, what does a career high for a guy like Haywood Highsmith mean to your team, mean to his hard work and tenacity?
Yeah, he's already been earning the trust of everybody in the locker room because of his defensive toughness and tenacity. He just makes a lot of plays defensively. And in our zone, he's as good as anybody we have. He really works at things behind the scenes. And so you just know with guys like that, and we have a history of obviously guys like that, non-drafted guys that we develop. Sometimes the offense takes a little bit longer for them to really translate what happens on the practice court to the game. But we didn't even care. He's doing so many good things. He's making the right plays offensively. We knew it was just a matter of time before he would start knocking down some shots. That's, the shame of that, that's when everybody else notices. When people score in this league, that's when people notice. But he's been doing a lot of winning things for us that have not only earned the trust, but he's earned playing time, legit playing time. Now that even when we get healthy, you have to think about it.
Looking ahead to Friday, you walk into this building every night knowing that you have the opportunity and the chance to compete and to win. This was a shootout tonight, but looking ahead, this could be a completely different, environment because these two teams, you guys are known for your defensive abilities. How do you get back to that and kind of making those stops and looking ahead?
Yeah, we have to get to work, the next day and a half. I don't think it's in the best interest for us to make it a shootout. This was a little bit more on their terms, even though we played well and we showed some toughness. To every time they made a run, we were able to get back into it. But how I look at it, these skirmishes, you want to be able to win more skirmishes and then eventually take the lead, and we were never able to quite do that. So they were able to control those moments of truth, particularly in that second half, and we just have to figure out, how to do this. Keep it a little bit, we don't want to play a slow game by any means. That's not us at all, but get a little bit more on our terms. Okay, thank you.